All right, well, a lot of us just pay the total amount due without question. Gexa encourages us to take a look at our plans to make sure we're getting the most bang for our buck. Kenny Matula with Gexa Energy is here to explain. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, when you say kilowatt hour, a lot of us have no idea what we're talking about. We're like, okay. You know, a few years ago when they deregulated the industry, more than a few years ago now, it meant that we have choices. A lot of people are still with the same people they started with without question.
That's right.
And we don't change for a number of reasons. One is that we're unsure about the great offers that we're enticed with to switch.
That's right. There's a lot of confusion out there, as you saw in the video. So at the end of the day, a lot of consumers don't really know the price they're paying per kilowatt hour. In a lot of cases, they think they may be getting a bad deal.
Yeah.
So look at all the offers you're getting, from free electricity to flat rate plans. At the end of the day, the consumer ends up paying a larger price per kilowatt hour, which ends up being a higher electricity bill for their home.
Yeah, because when they say, hey, we'll give you this much per kilowatt hour, people go, oh, okay, and a flat rate plan, but compare that to other things. Somebody could still be offering you something lower. The other thing it kind of reminds me of is that, you know, we learned this with credit cards that say, hey, here you go, 0% interest. They didn't tell you it's for 1 week. And
that's right.
And then it goes up. All right, so and a lot of people don't think they're really going to save that much money, and you're like, look at it, because you really can. So you all have the everyday, every night low price plan from Gexa Energy, the new low price plan. So how does that work?
Well, basically, we got a lot of feedback from our consumers about, look, there's a lot of gimmicks out there. We want something that's simple and straightforward for us to understand.
Right. I want to know what I'm paying.
Yeah, so the everyday, every night low price plan is exactly what it's billed to be. It's a competitive low rate that you get 24/7, 365 days a year. There's no surprises, no gimmicks. You don't have to worry about when or how you use electricity. It's just a great low rate.
Yeah, because on some plans, while they can reduce it a certain part of the day, it means they can increase it a lot more during another part of the day. It all kind of evens out there. Yeah, so you don't have to worry about limiting usage for a good deal at certain times of the day.
That's right.
All right, you all decided to do this new plan because constantly you're in touch with your customers.
That's right.
And they were saying to you.
We get a lot of feedback from consumers every day where, hey, look, I thought I was getting this great low rate. I ended up paying 3 times as much. And so we developed the Eden plan because, look, it was simple. It was easy for the customer to understand the price they were getting per kilowatt hour. And at the end of the day, the service they were getting on top of the great competitive low rate was a nice combination for them.
Yeah.
And so
I think one of the other reasons why a lot of people might not switch is that they think they have to stop and take a lot of time to get out of something, to get into something else. And so read what you're I guess, are we in contracts, or is it just?
Yeah, I think a lot of customers, there's a fear of switching to begin with, right? And so, you know, we all get all these great offers in the mail, so it's hard to distinguish between a good offer and a bad offer. And so I think if you do your homework, you know, the Power to Choose website, which is a Public Utility Commission sponsored website, is a great tool that consumers can use to basically shop for different rate plans and really do their homework before they actually sign up for a plan that's actually for their home.
Yeah, because if you signed up years ago for something, and again, when we talk about, I think a lot of people don't realize too that prices fluctuate.
Absolutely.
It's a commodity, it fluctuates.
Absolutely. They should always be shopping. So, you know, we always to, you know, select a plan that's a good fit for their home. But, you know, I advise my parents to go, hey, look, you know, you should be shopping every single year because the price of power does fluctuate.
Yeah, and every now and then call and say, hey, is there a better plan that we have at Gexa that I could be, I mean, this plan now, is there a better plan or something I should do differently?
Absolutely.
All right, we waste $18 billion on electricity every year by appliances, gadgets, and other equipment that's always plugged into the wall. So at the same time we can shop and save on our plans, we can also do things at home. And I think a lot of us remember as kids growing up, turn the light off, close the refrigerator door, or whatever.
That's right.
But in a technology world we're in today, a lot of things are plugged into the wall.
Yeah, I think a lot of consumers don't realize that even though the appliance or the TV may not be turned on, it's still consuming a great deal of electricity. So unplugging those devices in your home when you're not using them is a great way to save on your electricity bill.
Yeah, use timers and power strips. Most important, unplug those items you talked about. Yeah. But the other thing, too, is that we have much more control today than we used to have. We have all kinds of thermostats and things where you can say, be on at this time, be off at that time. That saves a lot. And, of course, just keeping your thermostat at a certain temperature that's bearable for you and when you're away from home.
That's right.
Because I would not want to be an air conditioner in Houston, Texas. That's the hardest working thing that's happening right here. And, of course, some of those other things, keeping the blinds and drapes closed during the day and replace air filters. So those are all those deals that when you add it up, you really can save some money.
Absolutely.
All right. To learn more about the everyday, every night low price plan from Gexa Energy, you can log on to GexaEnergy.com. And again, as you said, switching is not a tough deal. You can just talk to somebody and get it done.
That's right.
All right.